Continuing our journey into the abyss, we delve deeper into the haunting aspects of the ocean's mysteries, a realm where the crushing pressure of water and the absolute darkness coalesce into an experience that challenges the human psyche. Countless explorers have spoken of the deep sea not simply as an expanse of water, but as a living, breathing enigma with moods and intentions of its own. In that vast, silent world, every creak, every ripple in the current, and every faint echo becomes a conversation with the unknown. The isolation experienced in the deep is more than physical, it is psychological. Imagine being confined in a metal capsule where time seems to slow, and every heartbeat is amplified against the backdrop of an endless void. One veteran explorer described it best. In the deep, every sound is magnified. Each whisper of the current becomes a voice that speaks directly to your soul. Such moments of introspection are intertwined with terror, a terror born of realizing that you are utterly alone in a world that seems to possess its own sentience. In the cold, oppressive darkness, even the most rational minds begin to unravel. The phenomenon of isolation in the deep sea is not merely anecdotal. Scientists have studied its effects on human psychology, noting that prolonged exposure to such extreme environments can induce vivid hallucinations and distortions in perception. When the brain is deprived of natural light and typical sensory stimuli, it starts to fill the void with its own creations. Phantoms of sound and vision that can be as deceiving as they are terrifying. Reports from deep-sea missions often mention fleeting shapes in the peripheral vision and sounds that seem to have no origin. These occurrences have led some researchers to speculate that the deep sea is not just a passive backdrop, but an active participant in the psychological drama unfolding within the minds of those who dare to explore its depths. Beyond the immediate terror of the unexplained, there is an enduring curiosity that drives explorers to return to these alien environments. The ocean, despite its vast, intimidating presence, continues to lure humanity with the promise of discovery. Many believe that within its inky black waters lie organisms that could rewrite the textbooks on biology. Recent expeditions have uncovered bizarre, previously unknown species. Creatures with translucent bodies, bioluminescent organs, and peculiar adaptations that allow them to thrive under immense pressure. Such discoveries are a testament to the resilience of life, yet they also serve as a stark reminder that the deep sea operates under principles that often defy our conventional understanding of nature. Some of the most compelling evidence comes from advanced sonar imagery and remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, that capture fleeting glimpses of life in these extreme environments. In one such instance, a deep-sea submersible recorded what appeared to be a massive, undulating form moving gracefully through a field of hydrothermal vents. The creature's bioluminescence created a mesmerizing display, a pulsating light show against the perpetual darkness. However, the image was not one of wonder alone. It carried an undercurrent of foreboding. The scientists on board could not help but wonder if this was an isolated anomaly or a representative of a species entirely unknown to modern science. The possibility that we might be sharing our planet with forms of life that challenge our definitions of biology is both exhilarating and deeply unsettling. As discussions about undiscovered species and deep-sea anomalies continued among scientific circles, experts began to piece together a more complex picture. Marine biologists and oceanographers emphasized that the deep sea is an ecosystem governed by extremes: extreme pressure, extreme darkness, and extreme cold. In such conditions, the evolutionary rules we take for granted on the surface often break down. Life here has had to innovate in ways that are almost alien to us. Adaptations such as bioluminescence, chemosynthesis, and specialized pressure-resistant cellular structures are not mere curiosities, they are necessities for survival in an environment that would otherwise be inhospitable. It is this very innovation, this ceaseless drive to adapt, that makes the deep sea a hotbed of evolutionary experimentation. And yet, for all its promise of discovery, it remains a domain where every encounter is fraught with danger, a place where the line between scientific marvel and existential dread is perilously thin. The psychological toll of operating in such an environment is immense. Crews on deep-sea missions often report a persistent sense of being watched, a feeling that the very water around them is imbued with an intelligence beyond human comprehension. For instance, one submariner recounted a night on patrol when the usual hum of the vessel was interrupted by what could only be described as a living rhythm, a heartbeat echoing through the metal corridors. In that moment, the crew was united in a silent acknowledgement of their vulnerability. It wasn't the known dangers of underwater navigation that unsettled them, but the spectre of the unknown, a reminder that in the deep, nature's laws are not always as they seem. This duality, the interplay between scientific inquiry and raw, unfiltered fear, is perhaps the most compelling aspect of deep-sea exploration. While the mind races to rationalize the inexplicable, the heart is left to confront its most primal fears. What if the deep sea is not simply a repository of strange creatures, but a realm where the very fabric of reality is different? Some theorists have even posited that the deep ocean might harbor phenomena that blur the boundaries between the physical and the metaphysical. Could it be that the deep sea is a gateway to a reality where time, space, and even consciousness are experienced in radically different ways? Though such ideas may sound far-fetched, they are rooted in the eerie and often unexplainable events documented by those who have dared to venture into the abyss. In the wake of these unsettling experiences, a growing number of researchers have begun to advocate for a multidisciplinary approach to deep-sea exploration. Psychologists, biologists, and physicists are coming together to study not only the organisms that inhabit these remote regions, but also the impact of the environment on the human mind. Through controlled experiments and detailed analysis of first-hand accounts, they hope to unravel the complex interplay between sensory deprivation, isolation, and the emergence of phenomena that border on the paranormal. Their findings suggest that the human brain, when deprived of the familiar stimuli of everyday life, may in fact begin to perceive the deep sea in ways that are both unique and profoundly unsettling. This emerging field of study at the intersection of neuroscience and marine science promises to shed new light on why the deep sea continues to inspire both awe and terror. Amidst these scientific debates, interviews with seasoned explorers provide a window into the personal cost of venturing into the unknown. One such explorer, a veteran of multiple deep-sea missions, recalled an experience that left him with nightmares for years. "I remember the moment I realized that we were not alone down there," he confessed in a hushed voice. "It wasn't just the silence or the darkness, it was something else. There was a presence, an awareness that made every second feel like an eternity. I could feel it in the air, in the water, and even in my own bones." His words capture the ineffable nature of deep-sea encounters, a blend of scientific wonder and a deep-seated fear that is difficult to articulate. These personal narratives serve as a powerful counterpoint to the sterile language of scientific reports. They remind us that the true horror of the deep sea lies not in the statistical anomalies or the technical specifications of pressure and temperature, but in the human experience of confronting an environment that defies all expectations. The ocean in its vastness is a place of endless possibility and unrelenting mystery, a place where every dive carries with it the potential for both discovery and despair. For those who have experienced it firsthand, the deep sea is a realm of contradictions, beautiful yet brutal, mesmerizing yet menacing, a cradle of life and a stage for inexplicable phenomena. As discussions among experts continue, Many are drawn to the idea that our limited understanding of the deep sea is a reflection of our own limitations as a species. In a world where the surface is teeming with life and activity, the silent, unseen depths remain one of the last great frontiers, a realm where the known and the unknown coexist in a delicate, almost mystical balance. It is here that science meets myth, and where every new discovery has the potential to upend centuries of established knowledge. The mysteries of the deep are not easily unraveled, and each answer only serves to deepen the enigma. In recent years, technological advancements have allowed us to peer into these dark waters with unprecedented clarity. High-definition submersibles, cutting-edge sonar, and sophisticated imaging techniques have revealed a world of alien landscapes and unexpected life forms. Yet, despite these advances, the fundamental questions remain unanswered. What drives the strange behaviors observed in the deep? How do organisms thrive under such inhospitable conditions? And perhaps most intriguingly, what is it about this environment that seems to evoke a primal response in those who dare to explore it? As I reflect on these questions, I am reminded that the journey into the deep sea is as much an inward exploration as it is an outward expedition. Every dive, every mission forces us to confront not only the mysteries of the natural world, but also the depths of our own fears and aspirations. The stories we have heard, from the haunting encounter of Captain Moreno to the eerie experiences of the USS Trident crew, are not isolated incidents. They are part of a larger tapestry of human endeavor, a tapestry woven with threads of curiosity, courage, and the relentless pursuit of the unknown. For some, the deep sea is a mirror that reflects our own inner darkness, a place where the boundaries between the physical and the psychological blur into a surreal and often unsettling landscape. For others, it is a frontier of boundless possibility, where every new discovery is a triumph of human ingenuity and resilience. In either case, the deep sea remains a domain that challenges our understanding of life, forcing us to ask questions that are as old as time itself. What lies beyond the edge of the known, and what are we willing to risk to uncover it? In the quiet moments between dives, when the adrenaline has faded and the mind begins to process the enormity of what it has witnessed, many explorers find themselves haunted by a lingering sense of awe and dread. It is in these moments that the true nature of the deep sea reveals itself. Not as a sterile environment to be conquered by technology and reason, but as a living, dynamic world that defies easy categorization. The ocean's depths are a repository of secrets, a vast, silent archive of life's myriad forms and its most profound mysteries. As we continue to piece together the puzzle of the deep, new voices join the conversation. Scientists, philosophers, and even artists who find inspiration in the shadowy underworld beneath the waves. Their work serves as a reminder that the deep sea is not merely a subject of scientific inquiry, but a wellspring of creativity and contemplation. In its quiet, relentless majesty, the ocean invites us to look beyond the surface of our everyday lives and to question the very nature of existence. Now, as our journey through the second chapter of this exploration draws to a temporary pause, we are left with a tapestry of questions, emotions, and revelations that beckon us to continue the quest for understanding. The deep sea, in all its terrifying splendor, remains an ever-present enigma, a challenge to our senses, our intellect, and our very souls. Every whispered sound, every shadowy movement in the abyss, is a reminder that there is still so much we do not know about the world beneath the waves. And perhaps in that unknown lies the most profound truth of all, that the search for meaning, whether in the depths of the ocean or within our own hearts, is a journey without end.